So welcome to the 48th annual, can you believe it? 48th annual Arnold Dubin Awards Dinner.
We shall overcome someday.
My name is Lisa Lemieux, and I am proud to be your kick-ass Latina president of the Greater Southeastern Massachusetts Labor Council.
We've been working hard to continue to attract great students from Massachusetts and beyond, and that has required great partnership with our unions as we rebuild our student recruitment, create more opportunities for student success, improve our facilities, and continue to build our workforce, and finally, provide a top quality education to our students.
Good evening, beautiful people. Forward together. Forward together. So, needless to say, I could go on and on. But we are honored and elated that Reverend Barber agreed to be with us tonight.
And how do you legislate evil? Whenever you rob poor folk of their rights, whenever you make women subject to your whims. That's what the Bible said. Whenever you hurt children, it's evil. It's unjust. It's just wrong. And that's why if you don't fight it, then you become an accessory to the crime of demeaning other people's humanity. There was a economist and social writer who coined the phrase policy murder. And when he looked at what was happening in England and saw how many people were dying from it, he said you could no longer just call it bad policy. You had to name. He said, and it's not policy manslaughter. It would only be manslaughter if the politician didn't know the results of their decision. But when you know the results of your decision, it's policy murder. In truth of the matter, we should be putting no Surgeon General's warning on a low-wage job. And if we don't start talking like this, we're never going to force the kind of consciousness that we need to shift the narrative and the change in this country. We're going to have to start naming some folk that say when you block living wages, when you block health care, you are engaging in policy murder. And we don't lift up what John Lewis said when he criticized the Kennedy administration and said the current 1964 bill would not help my white friends or my black friends who were suffering. If we go there and act nostalgic, like that all that happened was a black march when it wasn't a black march, it was a union march, it was a unified march, it was a solidarity march, it was for jobs and freedom. If we don't tell it right, then participate. In Massachusetts, it would take 2 adults and 2 children need to make $32 an hour to survive. That's $25 more than the national minimum wage. The current minimum wage in Massachusetts is $15 an hour, but in order to basically meet it, you got to work 111 hours a week just to afford a basic modest bedroom, house, or apartment in Massachusetts. Frederick Douglass got tired. Harriet Tubman came in the room and saw her friend sitting over there with his head in his hand, and she asked him a question that he said shook his very soul. Frederick, is God dead? I'm not going to just sit here and die. If I die, I'm going to put up a fight. If I die, I'm at least going to die standing. I'm at least going to die with my mouth open. I'm at least going to die speaking the truth. But I'm not just going to sit here and die. You got to find people of goodwill in every situation who will challenge evil no matter where it comes from, and who are decided that everybody has a right to live, especially those on the margins. We better vote together. We better speak up together. We better hold one another together. We better pray for one another together. We better love one another together, because at the end of the day, evil will take us all out if good doesn't come together. I see the people coming together of all different races and creeds and colors. Now, wait a minute. We just heard they're in Massachusetts. Wait a minute. Another group just broke out in Nebraska. Wait a minute. There's somebody in Indiana. What's going on? Oh, it's poor people. It's low-wage folk. It's their advocates. It's moral religious leaders. The preachers got on their stoles. The rabbis got on their shawls. And the Muslims got on their hats. And everybody is coming together saying, you will not kill us and we will not die. Because this year, next year, we don't need a political vote. We need a movement vote. A vote that changes everything. When the rejected come together, we can win living wages. When the rejected come together, we can save our children. When the rejected come together, we can lift the people. We can love the people. We can bless the people. We can move the people. We can vote the people. We can stand the people if we come together. Is there anybody in here ready to see a revival in America? Would you look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you better come on here with your rejected self and decide we will not die. Labor will not die. The fight for justice will not die. We will live.
Steve's accomplishments during that period have had a profound impact on the lives of workers in Massachusetts. From his days as a union activist on the railroad to his time as a forceful, and I mean incredibly forceful, advocate of workers in the legislature, to his time as our leader, Steve Tolman never lost his modesty, his compassion, and his passion for our movement. I might add, I have personally seen Steve Tolman put his own career at risk on a number of occasions because he put workers' interests first. So this is an occasion for us to say thank you to my friend, a friend of working people, and a friend of this university, President Stephen Tolman.
And if you get out and you fight, like the Reverend said, and stand up against injustice, well, you know what? Justice will come. I am honored to receive these beautiful awards, and I can't wait to take my trip to Santa Barbara, California. We're at a turning point in our nation, and we have to come together. We have to be together. We have to understand each other's issues, because if we do that, we can take back our nation for all the right reasons. God bless. Thank you all very much. Honored to be with you. And this means the world to me. Thank you.
If you're intrigued by the remarks that you just heard, you can hear an expansion of them on South Coast Working, which is the Labor Education Center's podcast. We have our latest episode is out, interview with Steve Tolman, and it's really a great take. So,
Where we elected the first female president of the Massachusetts AFL-CIO. When we elected our now president, Chrissy Lynch. Chrissy Lynch is smart. She's strategic. She's a powerhouse. She is Chrissy Lynch, our new president of the Massachusetts AFL-CIO.
Over 35 years spent expanding opportunities for working people, 35 years of changing working people's lives for the better. Yeah, absolutely. We thank you for your tireless work and invaluable work, Lisa. And I know there's more to come there as well. So thank you, Lisa, for everything you do, and congratulations. Our final awardee of the evening is someone that I've known since I was an intern coming into the labor movement. Cindy Rodricks is a friend and an inspiration as a labor leader. Cindy is the kind of leader who'll take the time to give a little guidance to a young staffer who's hungry to learn.
You have been a force to be reckoned with for so many years. You have been through a lot in your lifetime. Like the history of Bread and Roses goes, you have fought and you have earned the roses and the right to live in peace and the right to retire, to rest, to do the things that you love, to be with the people that you love. I love you. like the mother that you have been to me. And I hope that you get to enjoy the rest of the time that you have here with us. I love you. By the Greater Southeastern Massachusetts Labor Council and the Arnold M. Dubin Education Labor Center.
From my colleagues to my family and friends, I thank you all for allowing me to be president of the Greater Southeastern Mass Labor Council for almost 30 years. And I know Lisa will do 30 years.
So today we've been talking about movement building. We've been talking about what we need to do to make society more just. And I wanted to recognize how in an ideal situation, social movements, right, will be solidified into institutions. The labor mural, so it tells the story of our connectedness to these struggles for justice. But like everything, it needs to be renewed. I'd be remiss to not mention this, which I feel like our mantra at the Labor Ed Center, of how Lisa literally made this an over $1 million program. And we really respect and admire her work. Thank you so much, Lisa.
I'm honored to receive the Richard Fonterra Award. I know Dr. Fonterra was a gifted educator who fought for civil rights and democracy in education. Because I'm the director, I most often am the one who gets most of the praise, but it is truly a team effort. And I have to acknowledge my staff who is with me tonight. So I thank Labor Ed Center and Kim Wilson for this award. Thank you very much.
We're honored to have Dan Justice here.
You can be sure that the AFL-CIO will continue to support this good work here and around the country. When we fight, we win. Thank you.
Drive safe, everybody. Have a great night.